Okay, we are live on YouTube, hopefully. Yes, so hello everyone. I hope सब बढ़िया हैं और सबकी preparations अच्छी चल रही हैं. So today we have Jinesh with us, who is going to be talking about Wipro. He has been working in Wipro for almost, I think, 6 odd months now, and he is a part of cohort programs. So, so So he is
Yeah,
just a second. So he is here to guide us regarding what all things as a candidate is supposed to prepare. What all things are there which you should be keeping in mind when you are preparing for your interviews, and some important and pro tips which are going to be shared at the end. So request you to stay till end. So first of all, yeah, thanks Jinesh for joining us for this session, yeah, matlab for finding out your valuable time on a weekdays as well. So thanks for joining in.
sure. Thanks, Shivam, for having me here. It's my honor to be here and I'll try to guide people as much as possible for me.
Right. So Jinesh is a part of our GR5 batch, right? जो हमारे पहले batches होते थे, तो he is a part of GR5. Now we have reached till 15 batches, right? So मतलब एक जो जर्नी होता है, तो जिनेश ने काफी मतलब हमारा जर्नी देखा हुआ है from 5 to 15, right? तो
Sure.
he is a perfect mentor to guide you well कि कैसे आपको interviews crack करना है. So before we move into that, right, Jinesh, can you please share your experience regarding which all domain you're working into Wipro, and how is your overall experience in Wipro?
Sure. So first thing first, Wipro cohorts program. So as you all know, this particular program is a comprehensive program. It would be of 2 years. So in these 2 years, there would be various academic trainings, case study presentations would be there, and there would be many technical sessions by the industry experts. And along with that, so one key aspect of this program is that there would be a compulsory job rotation. So it would be like in the very first year, you would be given a particular job profile, and the next year you would be switched over to a next profile. So it will happen that you'll not be aligned to one particular profile that generally happens with the person, and then we are stuck with that particular profile for a longer period of time. So uh, by this program, so we are not stuck with any of the profile, and we get a lot more time to align ourselves to a particular profile where there is our liking that way. And talking about it, so there are around 7 to 8 profiles that are being offered by Wipro. So it's like FP&A is one of them, business finance is there, controllership is there, internal audit is there, taxation is there, treasury is there, and I think secretarial or something that is there. So these are the various profiles that you could get into. And yeah, so this was a holistic program. So currently I am there. So I've been allotted FP&A profile, and my day-to-day work is like getting the numbers, like budgeting, the forecasting, and then getting the actual numbers and finding the deviations between them and analyzing the reasons and communicating to the senior management wherever we get any red light. So that is about the current day-to-day work that I have been doing. And talking about sure shot starting, so it's like I had qualified in November 2020 attempt, and I had given this psychometric test. That is the first step towards the Wipro recruitment procedure. So I had given that test in around April month, and at that point of time, so we had this offline section. So there was no campus placement at that time for Wipro Limited. So we had given the psychometric test. In the psychometric test, so there would be around two different sections. So one would be aptitude, and the other one would be finance. So the aptitude is something it's related to the general logical reasoning, something graphical or pictorial presentation, those type of questions. And on the other side, so the finance would be the questions would be more of it would be relating to the index questions, then something related to derivatives, option futures, and in also financial reporting. So index specifically 115, 116, then index to inventory, then income taxes index 12. So questions could be related to those. So that was relating to the psychometric test. So once you give the test in the morning, so I think by evening or by the next day you will get the results. There wouldn't be any particular score that you would be getting, but it would be like whether you are selected and you would be going forward or not that way. And post that, if that is through, then in some days, so you'll get a form, so which would be a candidature application form. It's like it will comprise of various questions, some 4 to 5 odd questions relating to general questions relating to how were your articleship experience, and if you could quote any 2 to 3 incidents that were quite enlightening in your entire 3 years journey, and what is your short term and long term goals, and how do you see this Wipro cohorts program, and how do you see yourself in the organization that way. So some of that descriptive questions would be there. You would be required to fill that particular form and submit it by the next day. So like once that is done, then the actual interview procedures would start. So at that point of time, so I had given around 3 rounds of interview. Two were proper technical rounds of interview, and one was the HR interview. So in the initial first interview, so I was being asked various questions. This one question that I was asked was that how do you see this cohorts program? So what is your understanding of the program? So to answer that, we could just speak about that it offers these profiles and the job rotation thing that is there. And apart from that, so tell me about yourself and the initial 5 minutes of the conversation. That is the similar in all the industries or all the interviews. Apart from that, a lot of emphasis was been given to the articleship experience. So proper questions were being asked in relation to the resume and what we had already mentioned relating to our practical exposure. And based on that, the questions and how we answer it. So various cross questioning were also been there. So that was one part. And apart from that, the general questions relating to Ind-AS financial reporting 115, 116, income taxes, employee benefits. So that was there. That was relating to it. And yeah, one more thing. So a lot of questions were also there relating to Wipro itself. So I was being asked that how are the Wipro financials and how do you see it? Also, like what are the different business services that Wipro offers, and where are the major business coming from in Wipro, and who is the current CEO? What are the current acquisitions that Wipro has done in the recent times? And something related to that. So for that, I think you should refer the Wipro's website. A lot of information you would get it from there. So if you invest a bit of time in that, that would be useful in your interview. So those were few of the questions that were being asked to me in my first and the second round of interview in the technical rounds. And in the third round HR round was a small round only, like it was just for 10 to 15 minutes as compared to the first 2 rounds, which lasted for around 30 to 40 odd minutes. So the HR round is quite easy and very general questions were being asked about me. How have I been, like how was my journey, about my family, whether I would have any issue in traveling to Bangalore. So like those questions were there. And apart from that, yeah, so like one tip that I would like to give you. So in the questions, like just stick to the proper answers. Like if you try to elaborate a lot, so it generally happens that you elaborate a lot and lot of cross questioning happens based on that elaboration. So if you avoid doing that, I think that would be helpful.
Okay, great. So, Jinesh, let's go a step by step. As in, you mentioned first regarding the psychometric test, and I think many of you have psychometric test. I think by tomorrow itself, right? So, any tips regarding how they should prepare now? I think they've almost now 13, 14 odd hours, right? So, what all things they should focus into, and what are the major things which company is gonna be looking for, and any advices for the students, those who are gonna be sitting for this test?
Right. So like the psychometric test would be, I think, of around 40 to 50 odd minutes, and there would be, like I said, 2 sections. For the finance section, I think you should go to your curriculum only, the financial reporting curriculum, the various end ASs that you could read upon, the illustrations that you could solve. I think like the pattern of the questions would be MCQs based only. So you would be asked different small case questions only based on the reasoning of the particular end ASs. And yeah, like the derivative option future, that is one important aspect. Question would be asked from there. Specifically for the reasoning, the logical reasoning, what I had done at my point of time is I had enrolled for this getting interview ready workshop only with Shivam sir. So I had prepared the logic, those questions from the curriculum that was there in the workshop. So that helped me a lot. Apart from that, I don't think I'd done any other subject matter for preparation for that.
Right. So those were part of our workshops, right? 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, right? You can definitely go and check out the aptitude tests which have been mentioned there. That is going to be helping you out. And those are not a part, right? We have uploaded few free tests, right? Again, you can check those tests out. If you want to practice more, again, definitely you can check out the workshop. But few free tests are available. Those are not part of it. For a finance part, I think he has mentioned regarding more of a financial reporting and bit of a SFM which you need to prepare for. Right, great. So after that is done, one more important questions which everyone has regarding the selection of domain and getting into it. So say for example, many of them are interested into getting only into FP&A role, or many of them are purely interested into getting into finance. So how does it goes? As in, after you are selected, do they ask you regarding a profile, or we are just based on the way the interview goes around?
Mhm. So like this thing is quite secretive from there, and also like Wipro hasn't mentioned anything from this perspective. From my experience, how I say it is, it's more inclined towards the vacancy. So, for example, in which department is the vacancy the largest? And like if you are in the first 2 to 3 batches of the recruitment procedures, then it would be more towards how your like how your interview has been, and which particular aspects are you strong in. So accordingly you could be allotted to those departments, but later on I think it mostly depends upon the vacancies in that particular department. Like in my case, it had happened was I was in the second last batch in the joining thing. So like my first round of interview was more inclined towards internal audit. Second round was more inclined towards taxation, but I was offered this financial planning and analysis profile. So yeah, it is like that. So if you are there in the initial stages, I think the interview experience that drives your department, and later on the vacancy thing.
Mm, got it. And one of the best part which I see in the Wipro as compared to the other companies is about the rotation front, right? As you mentioned that after 2 years down the line or 1 odd years down the line, definitely the company is going to be ensuring that you're rotated through new job roles, right? So can you
Right.
also brief regarding what is the growth opportunities, as in since you have been already working there for I think almost 6 odd months, so you can see yourself that these are the things which is really excites you, or this is the best part about the Wipro.
Right. So, like I said, there are these different departments, and as you go along the journey, so when you have around 2 to 3 to 4 years of experience, then you would be again rotated to a different department. And as there are various departments, so I've seen like many managers that are there with Wipro from a very long point for a very long period of time. So I think this entire policy of Wipro has strengthened or has mandated like many of the managers are there for a very long span of time. So I think the growth prospects are really nice, and if one joins it at any point of time, it is good.
Right. Now coming to a bit of technical preparations, right? So any specific tips which you want to give, or any specific topics which you want to highlight that a candidate should prepare before sitting for a technical round?
Okay, so from the technical front, I think the financial reporting subject as a whole is very important, very crucial. Many of the questions are being asked from that particular domain, and specifically, if you do not have much time, or like so, like 115 is there, 116 is there, inventory is there, employee benefit is there, income taxes is there. So these are certain things. Then CSR is there, that could also be asked, and if there are any amendments in any of the indices, so that also becomes a part of like they could evaluate you or could ask you on that basis. And in my time, so the particular interviewer was from direct taxation. So he was a direct tax manager. So he asked me the various amendments that were there in both direct as well as indirect taxation. It was also the time of finance budget. So I think that also drove him to ask me that question. So yeah, anything related to amendments in any of these subjects, so that could be a point that they could evaluate us from.
Okay, got it. So now we'll open the forum for our audience as well, right? So those who have doubts and those who are connected from a Zoom session, definitely you can use a chat box, or you can raise up your hand and unmute yourself so that we'll be happy to cover your doubts. Those who are connected from YouTube, right? You can post your doubts on a chat box. We'll be happy to cover your doubts there as well. Yes, Lalita, you can please unmute yourself and ask your doubt.
Yes, sir.
Please.
Hello.
Yeah.
Sir, so basically my articleship experience, it is more of internal audit. So the taxation part of questions, will it be for everybody, or it will be like, will I be asked more of taxation? Because financial reporting, of course, everybody will be asked, is what you mentioned. But taxation assets, should I be preparing it like specifically? Should I be like looking at the?
No. So like it was been asked to me because I had rich experience in direct taxation. So and also being my interviewer was also direct tax manager. So for that reason, it was asked to me. Direct taxation are not the obvious questions.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Yes. So I think Shri Ganesh, please ask your question.
Sir, like in the first 2 years, we will be working on the live projects, or only it's like an educational thing, sir?
No, so like it's an employment only. Apart from employment, or I would say in addition to the employment, these case study things and the various various tutorials or the seminars have been conducted. But yeah, like it is proper employment only, and the program is being developed in a manner that it gives us a better understanding of the organization as a whole, and it would add up to our skills so that we could provide the organization with the utmost services. So it is proper employment only. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. I hope this answers your question, right? Next, Adarsh.
Yeah, good evening. My question is basically, if I want to reschedule the test tomorrow, is it possible for me to do that?
That is quite technical. I don't know about that.
Yes, please don't do that. It's like creating a first bad impression, right? So please don't do that. There might be some reason because of it you are rescheduling it, but please do not do that, because there are a lot of people, those are going to be giving a test tomorrow, right? Approximately, I think 600 vacancies. So again, 6,000 people are going to be giving a test into 10 rule. So again, huge competition is there. Okay. So next, I think Ronak. Ronak, you can unmute yourself. Yes.
Yeah. Jinesh, according to you, whether GD round will be held or not?
Sorry?
Group discussion, she's asking.
Group discussion,
GD,
yeah. So group discussion, it didn't happen at my point of time, but being that was an offline thing and not a campus placement. So currently I'm not aware how the situation would be in campus placements. But as far as I know, so there wasn't any GD rounds at that point of time. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, but again, there can be some subjectivity based on the availability of time to the companies. So last time also in campus, what happened is, because the companies were running short of time, so at the end they decided, let's go for a GD instead of PI. So again, just prepared for it. Okay. Yes, Anshul.
Hi, Shivam sir.
Hello.
Hello, audible?
Yes.
Yeah. So actually, I am having one question, not regarding Wipro only, but as a whole. Like I have given 2 or 3 interviews till now, as I am having experience in statutory audit only. I have solely worked on statutory audit profile, but the experience of my mind giving the interview is like if I'm giving an interview for any other profile, then they only ask questions on the basis of what they are offering, not what I have done. So like, will it be going to happen in Wipro also? like I can just take an example that I have given an interview for a credit analyst. So they didn't even have asked me a single question on the basis of statutory audit profile or any other thing which I have written on the CV. They just started asking the questions regarding to SFM and other credit analyst typical terminologies. So like just wanted to know regarding this only.
Okay, so like from Wipro viewpoint, I could say that as there are different profiles, so it won't happen that your articleship experience would be very much different from all these profiles. So down the line, I think there would be something like linkage with your experience as well. But yeah, primarily what they are looking for, those questions would be there. But like I said, there would be more questions relating to Wipro as an organization, and whether you have read about those financials, which also shows your seriousness about giving the interview. So like that would also take up around 5 to 6 minutes of the entire 30-minute process.
Right.
But the questions will be regarding to my resume also, no? Like
Yeah. Every company focuses on the same. So I'll just give you a brief overview, right? For the others also, please just listen it out. Say, for example, if you're changing out the domain, right? You're changing out the domain. What does company try to ensure that? If any of the candidate is changing out the domain, every company wants to ensure that whether he or she is aware about the new domain or not. Say, for example, from state audit, you're moving to IDT, right? It's completely different domain which you're trying to get it to. Now, as an interviewer, think from an interview perspective. Why should I hire you into IDT because you have statutory audit experience? The only reason why I should be hiring you is the टेक्निकल नॉलेज, राइट? क्योंकि आपका अच्छा नॉलेज है, या तो आप बहुत ज्यादा एंथुसियास्टिक हो उस चीज को लेके, then only the company will say कि हाँ यार, this is the best fit about the candidate and this is the reason why I should hire Anshul as a candidate in my company. So ये चीज जनरली कंपनी टेस्ट करेगी अगर आप रोल स्विच पे देखते हो तो. Although resume is 100%, resume पे तो सर कंपनीज क्वेश्चन पूछती हैं, right? Although they'll not ask a technical, but they'll try to ensure that you are aware of the things what you've worked in your articleship and stuff. So that is a primary thing which you should be working around. Okay. So yes, Shubham, you can please unmute yourself. Those who have doubts, just post it on a chat box. We'll be happy to answer it out. Yes, Shubham, please.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
Good evening. Good evening.
Sir, first thing first, actually I was doing articleship due to commitments and even after exams and even after result. So I don't have any time to prepare myself for any test or any interview. Today I got mail and I am free from office. I am here. And just one thing confirming for tomorrow's test. First thing first, do I need, I just need to focus on FR and SFM. I'm not opening any textbooks now, sir. Based on your Zoom call, Dinesh, can you please confirm it again that only FR and SFM will be sufficient for tomorrow's test?
So like based on my experience, I could tell what was being asked at my point of time. Currently, it could be deviated or changed based on them. So I could only say that what was there at my point of time.
Right. मतलब ऐसा कुछ नहीं कि कोई fixed pattern है. Yeah, there's no fixed pattern to it. As in, you can't say कि यार ये चीज कैसे आ गई and stuff, right? You should be always prepared for those things, right? And I generally says that कि it's best time to prepare for it. मतलब आप prepare करो एक overall basis पे. Initially you can start with those things, but आप prepare पूरा holistic करो, right?
I will start with the indices said 115, 116 and SFM. If I get time, I will do everything because logically भी कुछ करना ही है.
Right.
And another thing, Jinesh, can you help please? This one is for last. That if I get selected everywhere, is this work from home job or I have to move Bangalore? I'm happy to move Bangalore actually.
So currently what has been communicated to me is that it's a work from home situation currently, based on this quarter's circumstances. So in the month of January, the management would review the situation and accordingly a decision would be taken. But yeah, eventually we'll have to move or migrate to Bangalore. So Bangalore is the location.
It is not like permanent work from home situation type like any other IT company, no?
No. Like nowhere this is been communicated as a permanent work from home.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, Lalita.
Yes, sir. So just to get a different perspective, like this cohorts programs will specifically train us for Wipro, or in case I go out after the 2 years of time, how will be the opportunities outside, or like how does it work, or we are expected to stay in Wipro after completing the program, like how management trainees and what have you?
So relating to that, there is no lock-in to us. So there is no bond as well that we have to be there at the organization. So as any other organization, here also the same rules are there. A notice period or that particular tenure is there. And relating to the experience that we gain from working over here, so I think that is not very much accustomed to this particular organization only. So for example, my profile FP&A. So there are many other organizations offering the FP&A profile. So it doesn't happen anywhere that one organization, any division or department, it is only inclined towards that.
Okay, so like you already mentioned, we will also be rotated to other departments, right? Like taxation, internal audit, and all that in the 2 years.
Yeah, so like in the initial 2 years, you will be offered two different profiles where you could work.
Can you elaborate?
Okay, so like as I said, in the very first year, you will get a profile which will be selected by the recruiters only, and in the second year, it would be like you will be given a particular form where you would fill up in the sequential manner what is your preferred second job role, and based on the availability and based on the vacancy, then you will be allotted to the second job profile that way.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay. Great. I think again someone is asking the same question. I'll just repeat it out. For a psychometric test, you'll be getting a result, I think, in 1 or 2 odd days, right? Because most of the interviews are scheduled from 14 itself. So you'll get it on 1 or 2 days. Again, the selection parameter is purely based on, I have seen, again, I'm telling from my experience, it's like the percentile based, the top candidates are going to be picked from there. ऐसा कोई passing marks नहीं रहता है. So you need to perform well.
Right.
Ravi, yes, Teja is asking, okay, I've covered your questions, right? It's again divided into two parts, aptitude and finance part, right? Again, if you want to listen it out, you can just rewind the video, you'll be able to get it out, right? So great. Any more questions which you have or which you want to ask regarding what are the various domains available in program? Diti, we have just covered it out. Although it's have been mentioned in your job description as well. जो वहाँ पे roles लिखे ना वही चीज वहाँ पे domains है, right? So still, if you have any more doubts, right, the people from YouTube or people from Zoom as well, you can post it on a comment section. We'll be happy to answer it out. Right, if any more questions, definitely you can post it on, we'll try to cover it out. So before we conclude, right, Jinesh, कुछ ऐसा pro tip बता दो यार फटाफट कि यार सबके interviews crack हो जाए और सब एकदम नौकरी लेके अपन दोनों को पार्टी दे दे, ऐसा कुछ बता दो.
So like pro tip could be like communication skills is very crucial, I would say, in the interview. It would be like drilling down to it. So confidence is one aspect, and along with that, if your technical capabilities or those skills are good, so you would be good. And along with that, like during the interview, just try to be humble, and you should show the interest or the zeal to be there at the organization and have a learning attitude for that matter. For example, if you do not know any particular answer, so instead of just saying that I do not know this answer, you could say that I don't have a particular understanding of this subject matter. However, I would like to read and learn more about it post the interview. So it really shows a good learning aspect of the interviewee. So that has a long lasting impression on the interview. That could be one thing. And also like, if for any particular question, if you have answered it and post that, if the interviewer is giving 1 or 2 extra points on that question, so you could reply back saying that this was very insightful and this has increased my exposure to this particular topic. So something like that, which gives a sense of accomplishment to interviewer as well, and he also feels nice. So just an additional things apart from the technical skills for him.
Right. So great, yeah, great. As in, I think we tried to cover everything regarding the interview preparations. So still the people from a YouTube or a Zoom have any doubts, you can post it on a comment section. We'll be happy to cover it out. Just one more important thing, if you're planning to give a mock interview practice, definitely you can visit our website jobs.cmonk.com. So you have different mentors from different industry who is going to be helping you out for a preparation of your interviews out. So definitely you can check it out. And do not forget to like the video, those who are connected from YouTube. The people from a Zoom, I'll request you to please turn on the videos. We'll have a group photo session, right? एक हमारा एक ट्रेंड है, हमारा एक प्रथा है, हम हमेशा ग्रुप फोटो लेते हैं. So I'll request everyone to फटाफट अपने videos on कर लो. We'll have a group photo.